Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the On the Road show, our third episode. Joining us here tonight, live from Lincoln, Alabama, Mr. Yahya Jallad. Yahya, welcome to the show.
Thank you, and everyone. I'm happy just to see you, Vidad. Finally, we got it. I'm in the show right now.
Welcome to the show, premiere. Man. Very happy to have you on the show. How was your day?
Well, it was perfect. It was fun. Like the weather's so cool. Cannot complain. Finally, I get rid of all these winter clothes because I'm in Alabama, sweet home Alabama. This is where I came from. That's where I live at. I'm happy to be here in Alabama and wearing shorts again.
It's that time of the year.
Yeah, we got it. It's gonna be good and warm weather soon. Because I was like stuck for the 3 weeks almost in Canada and up northeast. It was really cold. Our faces like some cold nights, like temperature around like 20s, 30s at night. Yeah, chilly a little bit.
Understandable. Let's start from the very 0 point here. Yahya, tell us a bit about yourself. Tell us about what you do in your free time, about your hobbies. Give us an insight into the personal side of Yahya.
Oh, that's a fun question, you know. There's a lot of things to do. Actually, I'm always like on a load. While I'm not on a load, like I usually sit with my companion, the hookah. That's what I have a lot of fun, spending my time, talking to the other drivers, chit-chat with them, going to malls, see if there's any park around me I can go and hang out, like trying all these different cuisines from all different world cuisines. It's really fun, especially with that type of job. It lets you see a lot of places and you can try a lot of good foods, a lot of good restaurants, a great variety, everything like it's having fun. Talking to new people, meeting some new friends over the road. That's really fun. We spend sometimes like chit chat with other friends all the time. Even if we are sitting, like we have a lot of fun. Some other people, they keep forcing me to go to the gym club, but I can see I'm like slim guy. I don't go to gym club. I'm sorry, I'm kidding. I'm a little extra pound.
Man,
so I'm having fun with that thing.
Very good, very nice. Thank you for sharing all of those. Tell us a bit about how it all started. You were not born in the United States, right? You moved
No. I came to the United States back in 2001. Married to my wife. I got like 2 little girls. The elder one, like she's like in college right now. She's 19 years old. Her name is Nasra, and she's mashallah, a very smart kid. And the youngest, her name Natalie, is just like she's 6 years old kid. She just started school this year. I'm so happy with it. I tried like so many different jobs when I came here to the United States. Before I joined BHX, I was like working manager in IHOP stores, restaurants. Like a little incident like happened to me. Like we were robbed in that store at that time. And one of my friends who used to work with BHX, his name is Rami. He was talking to me about that thing. So when I like exposed to that like robbery, so I decided, okay, let me give it a chance. So I called at the office at the beginning and I say, okay, can I join you guys? Really, I don't know anything about this job, really. Even though when I was driving on the streets, I hardly can understand what those cars or vans doing. So until like they explained to me, they walked me through it. So without any experience about like doing all these deliveries and everything, at the beginning it was harsh for me because really I didn't know anything about it. And when I called him, I say, okay, can I join you guys? Like Alden called me and say, okay, no problem. So what am I gonna have or what I have to do? He said, like, you need to have your own van. So I went and bought that van. I started when I went in the van, there was nothing, even though I don't have like only a blanket and one pillow. So it was like February the 20th. I started, it was a cold weather, but since I live in Alabama, we didn't face that a lot of cold weather. So I got my first load. I was lucky to get it from Birmingham, Alabama, somewhere around Birmingham, Alabama, to go to Laredo, Texas. Laredo is a great destination back then. Then from Laredo, I think I got like that other load was from Brownsville, Texas. It's going to Frankfort, Kentucky. You see, I got a great memory.
You do, man. You do. I can attest to that.
So then I met like some other drivers on the road. They look at my condition. They say, "Oh my goodness, like you don't know anything about those rules, what you have to carry on with you." So we went and we got my mattress. I got me like a bunk bed, a bed, portable bed, like the one for camping. And I got everything that I needed. These two guys, like, they were great friends of me, like, who helped me a lot with that thing at the beginning. And from there, like, I started going on. Right now, I've been with BH Express for more than 5 years. I'm so happy. You can call me Mr. 10% right now. I finally reached the 10% commission. From
Good job.
15, man.
Good job. Good job. I was about to mention Yahya is with us since 2017, one of the drivers who have been the longest time with the BHX. We'll come to that in a bit. Still at the start of this path, driving and finding a career in driving when it comes to Yahya. What made you make this choice and do this for your career? What influenced your choice?
The thing is, like, usually if you want to go visit the all other states, you have to pay for it. But look at it in this way, you get paid to see other places, which is like, it's amazing. You live in the United States, as I told you, I'm an immigrant to the United States. You hardly can, if you live in one state, you're stuck with it for the rest of your life. Maybe you can move to 3 states, like you can count. That's it. You can count on your fingers. But the thing is, for me, it was like, it's a great opportunity just for me to go see all over the place. And even like going to Canada was a dream. Like, I can't imagine that one day I would go to Canada unless like I will have to do it like and prepare for it. Then all of a sudden, the idea of like going see places, different locations, having fun. You have your own time. You can exactly do whatever you want. You can have your own vacation. You could be your own boss. Like, that's the good thing. That's the benefits of this job. So you don't have anybody to control you or have control over you. Actually, you're free to do whatever you want, as I told you. So it was fun, even though the way every time you experience some new places, you feel like, wow, the things like you can find it here in the States. It's a big country. Like, you can feel like, if you want to go see deserts, there's a deserts. If you want to go see jungles, forest, greenish, anything you can think about it, like some good sightseeing. Like during my work, like I took pictures for everything. I've been in so many different places, and you got the knowledge to know where you're going. So every time when you start a conversation with someone and you start mentioning about other places you visited, like that's a good thing, like to start a speech with them, and you break all these ices and everything, and you start a good conversation with them, and really happy. You feel like I did it, like, and it was my type of things to do. I'm a guy like who likes to go meet some new friends. And even though like I like to go, as I told you, I like food too much.
Yeah, speaking of food, I have
yeah.
a $1 million question while we're at the food subject. What?
Just give me $900,000. I'll let you have that 10% for you.
then in that case, I really hope you answer it correctly, my friend.
Yeah, go ahead.
The question is, what is your favorite Indian restaurant in Saskatoon?
Oh my gosh, man. You just no. It's called Marhaba. That's one of the favorite restaurants. You can smell the spices while you're walking in the street. And the plate is so humongous, like it's so big. Man, you can't, and even though when the first time you start like eating, like you take the first spoon, you can't get enough. You keep like eating, and you get just like, oh my goodness, what is that thing I like about it? It's just like, you don't know, it's the traditional food or the taste or the way they're cooking it, like, and the smell of the food is amazing. That smell play with your nose and start telling you so many things. Come on, baby. come on, let's go have fun. So you got that thing right, like in Saskatoon. Yeah, I
I
need to go to
saved it.
Saskatoon soon. Yeah, I need it. Yeah,
Well,
you got a good memory.
we will absolutely do our best to book you there just for the purpose of revisiting the restaurant.
Oh yeah, that's the reason, not delivering.
Not delivering the restaurant. Anyway,
Uh,
speaking of these various destinations across the US, we already said you have been with us for 5 years now. You have been on the road with BHX all over US and Canada. When you go back in time and combine all those memories together, what would be your best or most memorable load that you have done with the BHX?
one of the best loads I've done in my life until now. I talk about it so many times. There are two loads actually. One of the loads they picked a load for me somewhere in Iowa, and it's only loaded mile 1.5 mile, and they pay me $400 for it. It was like one of the yeah. And every time when I tell people like I got a load, like the average mile, it's almost like $275. They say, "Ah, hell no." So no, I got it. Like that, I got that thing. And the other load, which was memorable for me, which is a lot of fun. One time I was in Miami, Florida, and they got me a load to go all the way to Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. If
Mhm.
you look at the map, you're on the bottom of the United States on the eastern side, and you go to the lowest city, like also in all the way farther north, east side in Canada. And the city was so great, and the load was amazing. I was driving through all the eastern shore of United States and Canada, and it was great. One of the greatest experience I got one time. The other one, which is I have okay, not a good memory. Like I did like two loads to go to gold mine in Canada. I forgot the Tour Gold Mine. I remember that name of the place.
Mhm.
That was all the way up north of Ontario. Even though you just have to pass Cochrane, that's like after that, like there is nothing. It's a remote area. You have to go drive, I think, 120 miles up north in the wilderness. And when you reach to the certain point, I think 100 miles before you reach that, the mine, they say no more cell phone coverage, no gas station, no stores. It's a remote area completely. And you have to drive, I think, the last 25 miles on the gravel road, which is really great. Yeah, but it was like I did it like back, I think in March. It was like really cold and it was like freezing. I enjoyed doing it for a couple of times, and it was fun to do that load. I like to do it in summertime because I just want to see the weather. How does it work like that? And I've seen some wild animals. I think I faces. I've seen. I've kind of like some wolves, wolf backs like
Wow.
passing through me. And I
Wow.
think I've seen also a moose.
Mhm.
It was a great experience, actually. It just like really amazing. The only thing left for me to do, I want to go to Alaska. I don't know how, but I want to do it to experience myself. Am I gonna do it or not?
Well, I certainly hope that you will. Last week we had a second historic Alaska load in the history.
I've seen it.
You were not in that area for that one, but I'm hopeful that eventually, someday, very soon, we're gonna have Alaska load for you as well. And yes, that would be great. And imagine me and you doing live from Alaska. That would be
Oh
it, man.
gosh, that
That
would
would
be
be it.
great.
Indeed.
Yeah, I wish that we have also to go do loads to Hawaii, but I can't do it because I'm not a good swimmer.
Well, we'll invent some way for that too. Invention is gold, isn't it? Anyways, we talked about a lot of these different parts of the continent. I'm gonna say continent because you're someone who has traveled all across both US and Canada.
Uh,
What is your favorite part of US and Canada, out of all places that you have been to? What is your favorite
Ontario.
city?
Oh my gosh, you're talking about Mississauga.
Mhm,
The food there is so great. I don't know how did they cook it, but I'm sure they cook it with love and passion.
mhm.
Anything, if I like the place, believe me, there is one good restaurant in that area. This is for me. That's my weakness point. Like I usually got list of restaurants, and all my friends, every time they call me, say, we are in this area. Which restaurant do you recommend? Because they know exactly what I'm talking about. And Mississauga, anywhere around like Ontario, next to Toronto, it's my favorite place. Yeah, it's really great. I love it. The second, but the second place I can be, and I cannot say no, it's like around Dearborn, Michigan, because I'm from Jordanian Palestinian.
Mhm.
And over there, I can see the real authentic Arabic food. It's really tasteful. I love that. And that's actually the best two places I can feel like I could feel like if I stay there for 3, 4, 5 days, I don't mind. That's something fun to do over there.
Very interesting. Going into the future now, taking a look onto the future, what are your long-term plans, Yahya? How long do you plan to stay on the road, and what do you plan to do afterwards?
Oh, that's a tricky question. You know, if you find your love or passion doing what you're doing right now, you simply don't think like there will be a stop point for you unless you just like you have to kick the bucket. That's the only thing you need to do.
Mhm.
I love that job. I love what I'm doing, and I have a very good like. I enjoy it. I enjoy it definitely from inside. Like it feels like this is the kind of job I'm gonna look for it. And I'm not thinking about changing my position right now. I never thought about it because I thought like maybe will be for good as long as like I can stay in this life. I don't know. God knows how long I'm gonna be. Hopefully till 90 years old. But you guys have to take care of me at 90 years old. Give me like 2 mile loaded mile loads. That's it. Not more than that.
I'm gonna, you know the system. I'm gonna put the note, and we'll take care of that.
Yeah, I will be in my hailer walker, but I feel like I can do it. Don't worry. Still,
I
like
believe in
I
you.
feel something kicking it inside.
I
Yeah.
believe. I believe in you, brother. Um,
I didn't believe at the beginning I will last for in this job because at the beginning when you try to tell your friends and your family members that you want to do this kind of job, they thought like you're gonna quit so easy, especially when you're facing the snow and the weather condition and the storms and everything we're facing, because you cannot predict what you're gonna face when you're going taking a load. There's a chance, but a good thing about that my job that I like about it, it challenges you to do that task. You see, at first it gives you like the idea, like you have like you need to know your commitments to work, like your desire that you want to finish the test that you got. Like it's kind of challenging. The most important thing is discipline. What I'm talking about discipline, it gives you an idea. For example, you have to respect the time manners that you're dealing with your daily routines.
mhm.
For instance, like when you have to pick up that thing on that certain time and you have to do all your job or plan it, how to reach in the specific time, unless there is like some extra things can affect you, like in your trip, but at least you know exactly what you're gonna do. So it has a lot of good things. You can imagine like you train yourself to take all the action and you reach all your goals. That's one more important thing. The other thing for me, actually, as I told you, it's the discipline thing. Like as I tell you, like right now, if I'm gonna tell someone I'm gonna be there, like at this time, believe me, you're gonna do it. Even though in your other side of life, like even if you're with your family and you have to call someone and say, I'm gonna be there certain time, I'm gonna be, you know that you're gonna do because you feel like it's that task is gonna train you to respect time, which is really good. I love that. The
Very
other
nice.
thing, like meeting some new friends, that's very awesome thing to do in this job. You know, every day you meet new people. You have a chance to talk to so many different people from different ethnics, like which is like about cultures. You can keep asking them about their home country, sharing experience, enjoying everything that you do. So really, it's a good thing. That job, it's amazing. I love that job.
Nice.
It's not like I'm gonna tell you it's all ups, ups. Sometimes there is downs in our job, but at least like you can overcome and solve all these matters and issues.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah, and I'm happy for that.
Right.
This job is a kind like where I can find myself truly, like I did it. And every time you think that maybe there will be a certain point that you're gonna quit doing that, but believe me, when it comes to me, I say no. There's so many more things to discover or explore. So I can call myself like as an expedition, and this is the purpose of life, of living. At least like to find a new adventure, finding new people, enjoying doing that thing that you do. And there you go. You got it. That's a nice job. I'm telling you. I can't find myself to be a dispatch. I was certain point. I say, okay, what do you think if I'm gonna do dispatch? I say, oh no, I'm not gonna sit on that desk again for the rest of the days doing the 8 hours job, whatever. It's so boring. It's not that my typical things to do. So my answer, as long as I'm still kicking in this world, I'm gonna keep driving. So you guys gonna hate me for that because I'm gonna be there for so long. And even you have to tell your kids about me. If they deal with me, they have to talk to Mr. 10%.
If you say so, man, I'll be happy to pass the story down to my kids for sure. You mentioned something interesting earlier, meeting a lot of friends and meeting new people on these journeys. One thing came to my mind. Did you ever meet any other BHX driver while on the road with BHX?
A lot. I've seen a lot of them.
What was
I'm
the
curious,
most?
even when I see like any van has the logo. What makes BH Express is different. Like you can see all these cars have that logo on it. So it gives you an idea like, okay, might as well I'm gonna knock in his van. So some drivers, they keep hiding inside the van. I don't know why they're doing this, but I'm a kind of nosy person. I'm curious. I go knock on them, and everybody keep coming to me because they call me Mr. Hookah. Now that's my real nickname between the drivers. And I'm gonna tell you one story, good story. The guy who held me at my second load, I met those guys back in, I think it was in South Carolina, somewhere along Duncan. So that guy, he memorized me. I told him like I work for BH Express. Back then we didn't have the logo. And one time, like, took me like 2-3 years, and he looked at the van. I was like somewhere around Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I've seen like a guy, he's honking and to me and using the flashlights. He wants to pull me over. So I stopped down and he said, "Hey, Mr. Hookah." I said, "Wow." His name is David Sussler. He said, "Man, I keep chasing all these BH Express drivers just to see if I can see you again, but finally I got it." So I met that guy in the middle of the road, like just because he's seen the name of the company. And he memorized that name because I told him at the beginning I work for the BH Express. And he kept staring at all these vans and he found me. And it was a great thing to do. And I was laughing because someone yelling at you in the middle of the street, "Hey, Mr. Hookah, pull over."
You've been with us 5 long years. You've seen BHX develop through, many process improvements, undergo different changes. I wanna get your impression. How does it all look like from your point of view?
Yeah.
How would you describe this whole process?
That's a good question. I love that question. I'll tell you the changes that happened to you, PH Express. When I first started, we usually have like not a big team. Like I think it was like 4 or 5, 6 employees. And we didn't have 24/7 dispatch, by the way. You come, I think there was a guy, his name Alan, and they used to call him in the office Alan Mustache. He's the one who's working at night shift, but that night shift it closes, I think, at 9 p.m. That's it. So during that time, we only got the loads in the morning. You can't get a dispatch like back in the night. On a certain few times, like it's not happening. So we were like a few team member, and when I joined, like I remember I went to the office back then in St. Louis, Missouri, and I think we were like around 50 drivers. And by the way, my number is 048. Until now, I still got that number. So we were not like 24/7 dispatch. Things like as I say, like we just like kind of beginners. But right now, mashallah, the system is more fun to me because you can call anytime that you want. You can expect a load like 3 a.m. in the morning or anytime. You can find the support and help anytime that you want. We have a great team, you know, the people who works like they're ambitious to help you. And I like to hear their smile when they book you the load. I feel they enjoy more than me than when I got a load, because you can say, you got a load. Oh, you know, back then, and I forget the company name for email when say you got mail. So that's the slogan. But and you and BH Express, when you
You
got a
got the
load,
load.
you got a load. Ah, you have to celebrate, you know. And believe me, I enjoy when I hear like one of the team, dispatcher team, when he book you a great load, and you can't imagine how he's happy for you. Like I can feel like it's really the great moments, like when they say, "Oh, we got this loads for you," and they were so excited and say, "Oh my goodness, that's the spirit that I'm looking for." And the team, like I was surprised at the beginning. It feels like they're expert, like they know exactly what they're doing, and they do everything in order to please you and make you happy and do whatever you enjoy doing it.
We're happy to hear that, man. And yes, we do promote team culture. It also entails that our team is not just limited to us, those of us who are in the office, but also to the drivers, the people who perform the most challenging part of the BHX mission, and that is the drivers who are out there on the road. And that this is the kind of culture that we promote. Also, we will keep working hard on improving the service that we provide. So any feedback is welcome to us at any and all times.
We are
Yahya,
family.
yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yahya, I want to ask you this. You know that the winter time of the year is usually very challenging. Also, this transition from winter to spring in terms of conditions out there on the road, in terms of the weather, things can get very challenging for the drivers. Now, how do you keep yourself safe? What kind of approach do you take in order to make sure that your driving is in compliance with the safety standards?
For me, I got like few things I have to do. Prepare myself first. First, when I get the load, I use the app. It's called Weather Channel app, and I look at the radar that gives you like, even it's a free app. You don't have to go with the promo thing. It's 6 hours like radar. It can gives you an idea of the area that you go in. If it has sleet rain, or if it has like storm condition, or if it has rain and everything. So that's one thing I usually keep in mind. I keep tracking while I'm driving, or even before I start driving toward that destination. The other thing, like safety conditions that you have to worry about. Like for me, I use the GPS. I put it in front of me, so I don't have to look at my phone. The GPS shows me the road and even the condition. I plan the road safety at the beginning. When there's a winter condition, I like to stay in two roads or main high streets. I don't like to go country roads or whatever, or dirt roads. If you have a bad condition, you have to accumulate yourself to drive in those conditions. So you don't have overspeeding, you don't have to do a rush. And even though if you feel like it's a concern about your safety issue, safety is first. That's something everybody agreed on. So if you think that you need extra time, believe me, your team and even the broker and everybody is willing to help you during that thing, because it doesn't matter that you have to reach your destination unless you're in a safe condition. Because even though we got those materials and shipment with you, it has to be delivered in the conditions. Usually in those winter times or storm times, if you like to stay, trying to tell your dispatch if you're not willing to go to that region. Well, this is what I keep doing. No, I'm not going to be able to do that area in this time. There's certain areas I'm like aware of it. Like I don't like to go do it, like because it's cold or the weather conditions so bad. Because I'm not like a guy who used to be in the winter time. I'm not a winter guy. Like I born in Kuwait. Like it was like a summertime over there, reached almost 140 degree or 135 degree in the summertime. I only see snow in the TV or in the movies. So I'm not like that guy going into the snow. So safety is, you have to plan everything. You have to plan according to your plan. And even though my most concerned thing is using the weather weather channel app, it gives you an idea about the weather condition that you're gonna face. And I've been in so many storms. I remember the first thing when I called the company, I would keep anybody who answered me and say, I'm in a storm, right in the middle of the storm right now. I can't keep driving in those conditions. And I found out like the people like they back me up and they stand by me and they're really helpful with that thing. And I can take all the time. It's not like something you have to push yourself and you don't have to panic at the beginning. You don't panic in order for you to reach your destination safe.
Right. Let me tell you something interesting. I was in Salmiya in Kuwait for 11 years. I've lived there. So that's
لا والله
I did.
you're في سلمية أنا
Yeah.
was in حوالي.
Yeah, there we go, man. There we go.
We're brothers, dude.
Yeah, man. Who would know so much between us to share? Who would know, right? I kind of miss Kuwait, but that we're gonna keep that for another episode. Let's imagine this: you're in a stadium. There's a big BHX crowd all around you. They're all of the eyes are towards you, and all attention is on you. What would be your message to the entire BHX family out there?
Wow. The message to entire BH family. The only thing I say, I love you guys. You make my life so happy, and I like what I'm doing here because when I came to the United States, I don't like to live in the United States because I'm a Middle Eastern guy. But believe me, you guys make me love where I'm at right now. So stick with BH Express and try to be family. I don't deal with the other BH Express as like an employer or a contractor or someone. No, 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 no. We are one, man. That's what I'm gonna say. We are one. We feel about each other. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's sentimental, man. You're gonna make me cry. Dude, what am I gonna say? I love you guys. I don't know how to say it in Bosnian, but I'm gonna learn how to do it. Google, how am I gonna say I love you in Bosnian? He didn't answer yet.
Forget about Google. I am your friend when it comes to that. I will teach you about that. Yahya, we love you too. Thank you very much for joining us here tonight, live from Lincoln, Alabama, for our third episode of On the Road Show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching us here tonight. We'll be back again next week with a new special guest. Until then, stay safe and do well. Thank you.
For you the same. Same regards for everyone. All right. Hopefully we're going to get more views in this episode.
Absolutely.